Hey Coach, this is Coach Simpson. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Appreciate you checking it out. If you haven't done so, appreciate you to subscribe to this channel. I'm hoping to continue to put out weekly themes, 3 to 4 videos every week, from everything from X's and O's, offense and defense, organizational materials, and then this week is things you were never taught when you decided you wanted to be a football coach, basketball coach, whatever coach you are, that you didn't get taught. Real quick announcement, and I'll get into it. This month is membership month over at my website, fbcoachsimpson.com. To me, different tiers you can join. If you just want to buy materials one at a time or get the free stuff, that's fine too. No pressure from me. But a lot of guys are asking for more in-depth. This will help me kind of shrink my pool so I know who I'm working with and I can cater to the needs of those coaches. If that's something you are interested in, there's a sign up over on my website. And this month, what's called Membership Month, I'm actually giving out free materials for those who come in that first wave, kind of help me get this off the ground. Okay, so if you've been watching this week, you know that we started off talking about marketing. Marketing is not taught to coaches, but it should be. Then we talked about fundraising. Fundraising is something that no matter where you are or who you are, that's probably in your job description, okay, unless you are an SEC head football coach. Even at the college level, you're going to have to know how to fundraise a little bit to get what you want. Today we're going to talk about communicating, and then later on this week we're going to talk about motivating, things that really aren't ever taught to us. We just kind of have to learn them. To me, again, I've got a book called Find a Way, What I Wish I Had Known When I Became a Head Football Coach, that goes a lot more in depth than this. You can get that over at my website if you haven't already done so, or you can get it on Amazon if that's how you prefer to get your books. Okay? So let's talk real quickly about communicating 101. These are just real short, quick lessons. Again, if you want more, I have more available. You can go over to my website, check the materials section out. It's on there as well. You could also go over, if you haven't already checked out, the free magazine I've got on my website called Headsets. Just go to fbcoachsimpson.com/headsets, and inside of that is 12 articles, 6 issues so far, coming up with the next one here pretty soon, that's completely free by some of the best coaches, I think, in the country at the high school level. And so it's geared for high school coaches. All right, so let's talk about communicating 101. Rule number 1, over communicate. You can't communicate enough, okay? That's the one thing that I would highly recommend. If you get nothing else from what I'm talking about today, over communicate. When you think you've communicated enough, I promise you haven't. You know, I'm now a father of a soon-to-be 16-year-old girl. That's scary. And, you know, trying to get her to tell me what's going on is crazy. So I have to rely still, it's her job to tell me. As my father, I'm teaching her, hey, you've got to be responsible, there's repercussions, all of that stuff. But I'm also making sure I'm checking and hearing from the coach of what's supposed to be going on. And she's 16 years old, and I think a relatively responsible young lady. You know, we're dealing with not that. So you need to make sure you're over-communicating, especially to parents, over-communicating to your administration, over-communicating to the teachers, over-communicating especially to your athletes. Make sure you communicate more than you think you need to, because I promise you, no matter how many times you've said it, somebody doesn't know. So figure out different ways, and that's where I'm going to point number 2. Figure out a technology you can use. If you can't, find a young coach that understands it. I'm not great with technology. I'm learning. But when I was a head coach this past season, I had a coach that was excellent at that, and so he kind of took care of our Google Classroom. He took care of our Schoology, and you can do Remind 101. There are a million apps. I'm not going to endorse one. You know, I don't know what you like to use. There's a gazillion of them. But whatever you use, there is zero excuse for a coach to be able to get his message out to parents, to admin, to teachers, to assistant coaches, okay? Make sure you over-communicate. That includes to your assistant coaches too, because there's nothing an assistant coach doesn't like more than here. By the way, we got practice a week from today when they scheduled a vacation because you didn't communicate. We had practice that day, and so you want to make sure you're over-communicating to them as well. Third one, watch your body language and how you communicate. You know, a lot of times we're going to communicate technologically, you know, we're going to send it out, email or whatever we're going to do, but also just in general communication, how you act is going to be a lot more important than what you say. And this is mainly directed towards your players and your assistant coaches. And if you're a husband or a father, towards your family. You know, how you say what you say means as much or more than just the words that you say. So make sure that you are showing that, hey, this is important to you. Hey, this is something we need to see. A lot of times you'll hear me, I'll get the kids around and say, let me see your eyes. And I'm going to look right at them, make eye contact, make sure we're on the same page. Okay? That's just a simple thing in life. I think goes a long way as far as coaching as well. Having good body language, making eye contact is important. Last one is think of the funnel effect. I shared this a long time ago when I was talking about game planning, but it works with communicating. You need to know all the information. That's the top of the funnel, big part of the funnel. Funnel works down. You need to know it all. You need to make sure, and I'm going to kind of slide this one here in the funnel, although it could have worked up here on this one. Make sure your administration knows where you're going, what you're doing, all of this stuff. Okay, make sure your assistant coaches know all of this stuff. So you're here, that's kind of the next level of the funnel. As you work down, now you're going to parents, okay, and players. What do they need to know? Then you're working down to what does the community need to know? Then you're working down to what does the media need to know? There's all these different people you need to communicate with as a head coach. Some of them need more information than others. Some of them, the media, you want to make sure you're getting a very clear, short, concise message to, that it gets out to the community. So make sure as a coach you understand communicating is not just you to your players. It's you to your administration. It's you to the teachers in the building you work with. It's you to, obviously, your players. It's you to the media. It's you to social media. Okay, it's you to your assistant coaches. So all of these people you've got to communicate with. Trying to set up some kind of system on that is a good deal. And I'll tell you real quickly, media is important to have a good relationship, especially the high school coach, because one of two things is happening. Either you're not getting covered enough, and that good relationship may help that, or you want to make sure how that light looks is shined the way you want it to be shined, not necessarily the way they want it to be shined. And so working to have a good relationship there will help that. Okay. Hope you get something from this, communicating. Again, I've got a full chapter on this in my book, Find a Way, What I Wish I Had Known When I Became a Head Football Coach. It's on the website. If you haven't become a member yet, still got some spots left for that. Appreciate you guys' time.